Good day again mga kapilo. This day, we will have another philosophical coffee session and we will discuss about chapter 2, topic 2 or the moral character and virtues. So to begin with, striving for moral virtue rests upon an individual's moral character. So his character is important in moral choices because he cannot simply separate his character from his choice of actions. So every action carries with it an imprint or a stamp of his character. Class, you should always remember that our moral characters are guided by the moral virtues that we have. Now, our moral character is manifested by the kinds of choices and actions that we do. Kung ano ang ginawa mo, that or mga ginagawa mo, yun ang moral character na meron ka. Palagi kang gumagawa ng kabutihan, that is your moral character or that is your character. Ang ginagawa mo ay puro kasamaan, that is your character. Kaya hindi matatanggal o maaalis sa ibang tao na isipin kung sa'yo yung mga bagay-bagay na nakikita nilang ginagawa mo. Because your character is manifested by the choices and decisions that you are doing in your daily life. Now, good character must be cultivated and be brought to maturity so that somehow when man will be confronted with moral decisions, he can determine seriously the right choices. Character then is not something bestowed by a higher being, neither a privilege to be enjoyed, but it is a task to be fulfilled by constant struggle to do good. So it demands a habitual inner renewal of the person because it is from this that character is built. Sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, it is a struggle to do what is good. So it is a habit. It demands a habit. Habit, ito yung bagay na paulit-ulit mong ginagawa. Not only because ito yung gusto mong gawin, but because it is the right thing to be done or it is the right thing to do. So ito yung nagbibuild ng iyong character. At yung pagbibuild mo ng character, hindi yan yung kinabukasan okay ka na. No, it is built in a step-by-step manner, paunti-unti, pautay-utay. Hindi yung paggagising mo, magic, okay, from masamang image, mabuti ka na. Hindi ganun siya. So it is built through time. Now, moral characters are dispositions of both the heart and mind to do virtuous acts, yung itong mga kabutihan na ito. Now, according to Max Scheler, one lives in his acts, permeating every act with his peculiar character. Now, this means that an individual needs to evaluate each act he does if it helps him become a better person or not. Actually, kay Max Scheler, ko nalaman na bago nag-isip ang tao, bago nag-will ang isang tao, nagmahal muna siya. Because the statement of Max Scheler is that before man becomes an ens cogitans or an ens valens, he was first an ens amans. Ang ating mga actions ay ginaguide ng ating puso because kaya tayo gumagawa ng kabutihan because tayo ay nagmamahal. Kaya tayo nakakapag-isip ng mabuti kasi tayo ay nagmamahal. Kaya nagugustuhan natin gumawa ng kabutihan kasi tayo ay nagmamahal. Now, there is an interplay of moral character and virtue. So the Greek word virtue means excellence. O kapag sinabi mong virtues, excellences. Socrates once noted that man should aim to learn to live virtuously. And modern man is no exception. Siyempre lahat dapat tayo gumagawa ng virtuous acts. Now, according to Socrates, the unexamined life is not worth living. He asked, what is the point of living if you do not examine your life? What is the point of living if you do not self-reflect? What is the point of living if you will not do good? So, all are encouraged to engage in a never-ending task of doing what is good. Because according to Socrates, to know what is good is to do what is good. Kung alam mo na ito'y mabuti, dapat ginagawa mo na yung kabutihan. So, his pupil, si Plato, highlights 4 virtues in particular, so which were later called the cardinal virtues. composing of wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. Now, Aristotle, estudyante naman ito ni Plato, used the term virtue to express our moral obligations. Virtue may be defined as any disposition of character or personality that an individual desires in him or others. Now, virtues are means between deficiency and excess or vices. Now, he warns that we should avoid these vices and focus on the mean or virtue, which is such as the right reason declares it to be. So paano ba itong mean na tinatawag, which is in the middle of a deficiency and ng isang excess? So let me just go to my drawing board. Ganito siya. So deficiency and then excess. Ito yung tinatawag ni Aristotle na golden mean. Golden mean is always in the middle of a deficiency and an excess. For example, helping people. Sa pagtulong, pag hindi ka tumutulong, ito ay vice. Pag sobra ka namang tumutulong, ito ay vice pa rin. Sa dapat nasa gitna ka lang, nasa middle ground ka lang. Eating, for example. Eat, ayan, pagkain. Dapat nasa gitna ka lang, eat in moderation. Kasi, if you will not eat, or if you will eat, if you will lack in eating, okay, may deficiency ka sa pagkain, or kakain ka naman ng sobra-sobra, excess naman sa pagkain, it's a vice. So, dapat nandito ka lang sa gitna. Ito, studying. Ayan. Nag-study pa ba kayo? Dahil sa online classes? Or sa blended learning? Pag hindi ka nag-aaral, it's a vice. Okay. Pag excess naman nag-aaral, it's also a vice. Dapat nasa gitna ka lang. So, hindi kukulang, hindi rin siya sobra. So, anuman ang kulang, anuman ang sobra, ang sabi ni Aristotle, masama. So, dapat nasa gitna ka lang palagi. Golden mean. That is the golden mean. Okay. Iba yung golden mean sa golden rule, ha? Now, let us go back there. Sabi dito, character development guides actions. In order to be of good character, then, once one knows the good, one must also desire it or must desire the good. So, actually, it's not enough to desire what is good. But, when you desire it, then you must do it. When you know it, you should desire it, then you should do it. So, ganun dapat. The will must desire and incline itself to do the good. Our conscience guides us to judging right or wrong actions. But that needs training and informing also. Conscience needs to know the good and to be listened to in order for us to act according to it. Sabi ng virtue ethics which focuses on virtue, dapat daw we aim eudaimonia. Eudaimonia is translated into happiness, well-being, or the good life. In order for us to achieve this good life, dapat we must be doing good. In order for us to be happy and to attain well-being, dapat we must do good. So, yan, and our conscience will guide us in order for us to do what is good. Kasi kahit na gusto natin gumawa ng masama paminsan-minsan, our conscience will tell us, hindi dapat ginagawa. Kasi alam mo naman ang consequences ng magiging actions mo, for example. Or meron namang mga ibang tao, yung natotolerate na nila yung conscience nila. Class, you should always remember, doing the good thing is a habit. And doing the bad things is also a habit. Kasi pag paulit-ulit mong ginagawa yung kabutihan and it becomes a habit to you. So nagiging normal na lang ginagawa mo yung kabutihan not because you want to do it but because it is the right thing to do. Ganon din sa kasamaan kapag paulit-ulit mong ginagawa yung masama, paulit-ulit kang nangongopya, paulit-ulit kang nangungupit, paulit-ulit kang nagnanakaw, for example. So, nagiging normal na sa'yo at parang wala na lang sa'yo yung pagnanakaw, yung pangungupit, pangungopya. So, it becomes a habit. So, virtue should be a habit and virtue actually is a habit. So class, I hope you have learned something about this simple lecture video that I prepared. So for any questions, my students in ISU Kawayan, I feel free to ask me. And also for the students of Professor Gab Luna, Mr. Renimar Luyon, Mr. Jason Colcol, and Mr. Lovi Palmera of ISU Kawayan, please feel free to also ask your instructors or pwede rin sa akin. And of course, sa students ni Mr. Res Janro Bautista of ISU Kabagan, you also do the same. So I hope class that we will meet next time for another lecture video. And ako ang inyong kapilo, si Mr. Christian F. Gonzalez. So God bless everyone. Keep safe everyone, class.